have their own flaws. Despite these flaws, we still can't deny the fact that these industries are very important to the society as they provide one of our basic needs, fuel and energy.
Hi, I'm JP Peldon and I'll be tackling nuclear engineering. So, nuclear engineering has various applications in the world. Its first application was for nuclear warheads and atomic bombs to be used in armed conflicts, which also included the production of nuclear warheads and the testing of weapons-grade elements such as uranium and plutonium. But in recent years, it has expanded to energy production because nuclear power plants are known to produce massive amounts of energy that would be more than enough to power countless grids. So the main pros, as I've said, is that nuclear engineering helps in the energy sector by giving ways on how to produce vast amounts of energy, while obvious cons would be that running and maintenance of these nuclear power plants are considered dangerous because of the radioactive materials and the possible fallout that might happen if a leak would occur. And that's about it on nuclear engineering. Thank you.
Hi, this is Carla Cristal Warham for batteries and fuel cells. Batteries and fuel cells are both capable of producing electricity through certain chemical reactions. However, there's a distinct difference between the two. A battery is a closed system wherein the chemical reactants are stored inside the battery. Once used up, we can either recharge it if it is rechargeable or dispose it otherwise. On the other hand, a fuel cell produces electricity as long as there is fuel. Being an open system, the cell can be refueled with fuel to continue electricity production. One main application of batteries and fuel cells today is electric-powered vehicles. It can either be powered by batteries or by fuel cells. Common electric-powered vehicles do not run at a very high speed, so it is ideal for public transport systems. The advantage of using electric-powered vehicles is that there is little pollutant that is released to the environment, meaning there is less carbon footprint, thus we can have a cleaner and greener energy. Battery-powered vehicles are more common because it is more cost-efficient compared to that of vehicles powered by fuel cells. This is because the fuel used in fuel cells is hydrogen, which is expensive due to high production costs. But the lifetime of today's fuel cell is 2 years longer than that of batteries. Currently, several researches and tests are being done to improve this field for future advancements.
Hi guys, I am Abraham Fitzfarah, and today I will discuss to you the contributions of chemical engineers in the field of products for the growing population. Did you know that each year, more and more people are being added to the growing number of our population? And with this, the needs are also growing. We all know that the basic needs of people are food, shelter, and clothing. And in our discussion, we focus mainly on food. Why? Because food is the most basic need of everyone. Without food, no one can survive this world. So, how do chemical engineers contribute in this field, such as the field of food production? So, chemical engineers are the ones responsible for the mass production of food. They are the ones that ensure that the food should be readily available to people, and that the food should be as fresh as possible, and also the food should be consumable. So chemical engineers pair with chemists and biologists in order to make the food as fresh as possible, as consumable and eatable by people. So there have been methods used by chemical engineers together with chemists and biologists, like say genetically modifying an organism in order for it to be pest resistant and to prolong the shelf life of the food. But this has been a problem for most people. Why? Because they think that genetically modifying an organism is acting God or something, and they are scared that when you eat that genetically modified organism, you might as well change your genetic makeup. So they are afraid of eating products that are genetically modified. But one thing is assured, that this is not what chemical engineers want. They just want the food to be preserved in such a way that it should be utilized by people without much of getting the food into spoilage or making such a mess out of that food, because the travel time of that food would take longer for when it reaches the people. So by the time it reaches the people, it should be the same as just grabbing it from the farm or something. So it should be as fresh as possible. So that's why they genetically modify an organism, and that they did this also in order to protect the food from being damaged by external factors such as bees and stuff, such as pests and stuff. So I don't think that it's genetically modified organisms are bad, but I think they are there in order for us to enjoy what we have in our plates, the food.
So, ang next na field ay sa plastics or innovative materials. So, ang plastic is any material that can be shaped or molded into any form. So, hindi lang basta yung alam natin na plastics na ganito, yung plastics na intended. Kasama din dito yung mga containers, PVC, silicone. So, ang contribution ng chemical engineering sa plastics ay noon pa man na-invent yung plastic. Kasi dati, ang ginagamit lang natin is clay, yung glass, pero dahil ito yung heavy at brittle, nagsimula na nga mag-invent ng first man-made plastic, which is yung celluloid na na-invent ni Alexander Parks, hanggang sa na-invent na rin yung Bakelite ni Leo Baekeland, at hanggang sa ginagamit na nga yung plastic bilang substitute sa wood, sa metal, tsaka sa glass, at hanggang sa pag-manipulate sa composition ng plastics para sa tinatawag nilang newer plastics, which is na yung mga polyester, PVC, silicone, polyurethane. Tapos, ang pinakakilalang company na sa field ng plastic is yung DuPont. Ang DuPont, sabi, is a leader in thermoplastics, elastomers, finished parts, and biopolymers. So, ang pinaka-objective ng DuPont is finding renewable polymer feedstock source from non-food biomass to reduce dependence on fossil fuel. So, dito na nga yung parang pinaka-specific na contribution ng chemical engineering sa field na to. Yun nga, una is creating, improving, and enhancing desirable products. So, dito yung modify yung physical properties ng plastic para depende sa pangangailangan ng tao. At yung pangalawa nga is yung environmental those bio-based plastics. Ito yung, kasi diba, ang plastic, produce siya from materials na derived from hydrocarbons, yung from petroleum, natural gas, coal. So, itong bio-based plastic is from raw materials na from agricultural food crops, ganun. So, ito daw na bio-based plastics, yung parang issue sa field ng plastics. Kasi, hindi natin alam kung maglalaan ba tayo ng land para sa production ng plastics or kulang ba yung land natin para sa agricultural aspect.
Today I'm going to talk about chemical engineering in the biomedical field. Chemical engineers started to break into the biomedical field during the 1800s when people started viewing the human body as a collection of chemical processes. Since then, chemical engineers have contributed into the improvement of diagnosis of diseases and drug delivery techniques. The commonly known contribution of chemical engineering in the biomedical field is, of course, the design of the commercial scale facilities that create drugs and vaccines. But aside from this, there is still a lot of contributions of chemical engineering in the biomedical field. Biocompatible materials are basically materials that are used within the body that provide functionality while still being compatible with the body, meaning that it doesn't harm the body, and after its use, it degrades without any harmful effects for the body. The kidney dialysis machine is one of the best examples of how chemical engineering can contribute to the biomedical field. The kidney dialysis machine is a mass transfer device that takes blood out of the body, cleans it, and returns it back to the body in replacement to a damaged kidney. So they have actually discovered this thing called scaffolds. Scaffolds are basically biocompatible polymers that when inserted inside the body can encourage differentiation of new tissues, so it can repair damaged organs. As for recent discoveries, MIT chemical engineers have made this scaffold that was coated with growth factors that can help repair bone growth. So when it's inserted inside the body, these growth factors act upon the body, so it encourages cells to go to the damaged area and repair it.
I'm Hannah Gokao and I've been tasked to discuss large-scale production. But first, in order for a firm to expand the scale of output and minimize the cost of production and expand the division of labor, then to exploit these advantages, one of the most common ways is through large-scale production. And large-scale production is practically the production in large-scale quantities with the most minimal amount of money that we can afford in order to cut back losses. One of the prime examples that we can relate large-scale production to is large production of cement, food, and practically anything, any large industries or plants that requires them to produce in large quantities of, let's say, basic necessities to provide the needs of the economy of the people. And through that, we can practically say that large-scale production is very vital to the economy of the country because, first of all, it boosts the economy, and especially, and to, for example, export and import of our gross domestic products to other foreign countries. All I'm saying is that if we export, for example, let's say in hypothetical view that we export our products to other countries and it spreads the word to other foreigners, we'll become a business magnet to those business corporates, large-scale business corporates, and we won't have to worry anymore about what our previous problems were. After serious discussion between the days that we were given, we have come up with the idea that the clean energy should be our main focus, or should be the main focus of our country. Because if we even though that the Philippines as a country is very limited on research, on resources, researches, and technology, but if we focus all of what we have on the subject, on clean energy, then the possibilities of what benefits that will come after that are endless. And that's what we wanted to focus on, and that's what we talked about, because clean energy is green and we want to be green, right guys?
Yeah.